Good morning, aviators. Today we are continuing the absolute beginner's guide for the F-15C Eagle. This guide is meant for anyone who is new to DCS or is returning back to the DCS guides after a hiatus. For those DCS veterans out there, your contributions are always appreciated in the comments below. Today we are going to be covering a cold start for the F-15 and taxi out to the runway. Now the F-15 is a low fidelity model, so there's really not much to setting up the airplane out for taxi. So first we're going to talk about the controls we need to go over. So go to Adjust Controls, click Search so you can find the applicable ones for you. First we're going to be doing electrical power. Electrical power switch will be right shift L. That should be defaulted to most people. The engine start buttons. Now when we set up our joystick a couple videos ago, we set it for the joystick button 5 for left engine start and right engine start is joystick button 10. You may have set yours up different, just know which ones you have. So cockpit, let's see, I need a canopy open, close will be left control C. The HUD we discussed in the last video, but if you want to set your HUD up however you want, these are the controls and they should be all defaulted like this on the keyboard. We also need to look up our navigation lights, which will be right control L. Anti-collision lights would be right alt, right control, and L, which that's usually just used for takeoff. Gear light near, far, or off will be right alt and L. So basically near is taxi, far is landing. Then the last thing we need to look up is the communication menu, which is defaulted as the backslash. Okay, so we are in a cold and dark cockpit. The first thing we'll need to do is turn on the electrical power for the aircraft. So right shift L, everything should come on. At this point we can go in engine starts, but the right thing to do would be to ask ATC. So click the communications menu, then F5 for ATC. We're at Senkai, so F1 and request startup. And they should get back to us. Okay, cleared for startup. I'm going to X out of this menu so I don't accidentally click anything. So, joystick button number 5 or whatever you have set, we are going to go ahead and click and depress. That will engage the left engine starter. We are looking for RPMs here. So start rising. It's above 8. I'm just going to move the throttle forward. You don't have to do that. Should do it automatically, but I enjoy doing it. Now we should have light off about 22%, and there's light off there by the rise in TITT. The start sequence is entirely automated and should cut out about 67% RPM. So it peaks out about 570 degrees and should fall back to 500 degrees. There we go. And the applicable lights went out. We have left gen out and left and hydraulic left. So we have the right gen and the hydraulic light left. We will start the right engine by joystick button 5 or whatever you have set. There it goes. We can hear the right engine starter engage. There's 8% RPM. I'm just going to move the throttle forward. We should have light off about 22%. There we go. Looking for a rise. Should stay below 600 and this should continue on its way to 67. Okay. 2 good starts. The next thing we're going to do is close the canopy, so that will be left control C by default. Here it's closed and we're looking for this light to extinguish. Okay, the canopy is locked. We can change our HUD color. I personally enjoy this shade of yellow. Next we'll turn on the navigation lights by right control L. There's the right green position and the left red position. When we're ready to taxi, we will turn on the gear light near, which is just one click of R right, or right Alt and L. Go back to communications, request taxi to runway.
Call key. In field 1-1. Request taxi to runway. Field 1-1. Call key. Clear to taxi to runway 9.
Okay, we're clear to taxi runway 9. So a quick look at the airport diagram by clicking F10 and zooming in on your location. Runway 9 is this runway here. We don't have to go all the way to the end. I'll plan to do an intersection departure down here. So I'll make the first left on the taxiway all the way down. Okay, so right Alt L, there's the gear light near. Going to increase the throttle. Going to start moving. And I'm going to reduce throttle and test my brakes using whichever brakes you have set. If you have the rotor pedals like I do, it's your toe brakes. If not, it's the slider on the joystick if you followed my previous tutorial. So coming out here to the left, clear right, clear left, and going to push in on left rudder, or twist the joystick to the left, or whichever controls are listed under your rudder. I'm going to follow this taxiway center line. And once you get moving, you can decrease your throttle quite a bit, almost all the way back. This is a pretty good taxi speed here. Maybe slightly slow, I'll increase it. And you want to keep this yellow line right down the middle of your HUD because we're single pilot. So we don't need to offset it left or right. This is pretty good taxi speed, so I'll bring my throttle back just a hair. Now we're coming up to the end of the taxiway, and I see the hold short sign for runway 927 intersection. Now most DCS airports don't have the hold short markings, so I'll tap my toe brakes and stop here. And that's it. You've completed a cold start and have taxied out to the runway. The next video will talk about taking off the F-15. Before I wrap up this video, I want to let you know I am putting this mission, the cold start mission, in the comments below, as well as a tutorial on how to install it on your computer if you want to do it yourself and not go through the hassle of going through Mission Editor. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the skies.